make the playoffs. I predict them to make the playoffs. But they're going to need Jari, and they're going to probably need a trade or two to make themselves a legitimate Stanley Cup contender this year.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they're a Stanley Cup contender. I think they're a potential playoff team right now. And I think it really depends on what Jari does in net. We're going to get Sidney Crosby back maybe on Saturday. And I was listening to 93.7 The Fan on my way into work today, and I think Paul Staggerwalt was on, and he was saying Jari should be judged by what he did during the season. I know he had some tough road games. I kind of agree with that, but he also was horrible in the postseason, and isn't that when you're supposed to judge players? That's when you win. That's what you're judged on, the playoffs and Stanley Cups, right?
Paul has forgotten more about the Penguins than I'll ever know. I mean, I don't really want to get into a debate with him about Penguins history, but I would just say to anybody who feels that way, is that what Penguins fans were doing with Phil Kessel back in 2016 when he had a disappointing regular season? I think he scored only 25 goals, and then he lit up the playoffs. He was incredible. He could have been the Penguins' Conn Smythe winner in their first cup run during those back-to-back years. He was awesome. That third line with Bonino and Hagelin, was a revelation. And he did not perform well in the 82-game season. I'll take the playoff performer over the regular season guy any day of the week. Matt Murray was not a regular season performer, but he came through in the clutch in back-to-back Stanley Cup winning seasons. So I don't agree with that. I mean, first of all, Richie, I don't even think Tristan Jarry had that good of a regular season last year. He got hot for about 15 games or so, but overall his body of work, he wasn't one of the best goalies statistically in the NHL last year, not even close.
No, he was good in stretches, and he was good at home, better than on the road. But you could also throw Marc-Andre Fleury in that category, too. He was great in the regular season at times and wasn't that good in the postseason. I mean, look at that 2013 team for the Penguins. They were great in the regular season, and look what happened against Boston in the postseason. So I think you should be judged on what you do in the postseason, and maybe that was a wake-up call for Tristan Jarry. Maybe just because he was young and inexperienced that he had a mental breakdown in the postseason. And once you have one bad game for a young kid like that, maybe that's all you're thinking about. And then it's stressing on you, and it's stressing on your mind. And I think maybe that could have been mental, could have been maybe the bigger problem than the physical aspect of it.
Well, he's going to have a game on Saturday where a lot of eyes will be on him again if Marc-Andre Fleury is in net for Chicago in that home opener. We don't know yet because the Blackhawks play a game the night before, so it's a back-to-back situation. Maybe they'll avoid the homecoming game for Fleury. I guess that's possible. They'll probably ask him what he wants to do. I think if it's Fleury versus Jarry, it puts even more pressure on Jarry. There was a ton tonight, and he wasn't tested that much, and he didn't have to stand on his head, but he made the saves when he needed to. The Penguins only committed one penalty, which I thought was huge, Richie, because it didn't put them a man down against that high-powered Lightning power play. And if that happened early in the game, Tampa Bay gets up, maybe it changes the entire dynamic of things. So it was a total team effort in making sure that Jarry was the winning goaltender tonight.
Yeah, that's the way they're going to have to play until they get Crosby back, which we're hoping is Saturday, and of getting Malkin. So, I think they'll be hovering around 500 until like the beginning of the year. And then the team will be healthy, and then they'll make a push. And I think they'll just make the playoffs. I agree with you. All right, we're taking your phone call on the Penguins and also Juju Smith-Schuster and the Steelers coming up against Seattle and Geno Smith. That's coming up next, so stay right there.